Good morning, world. One of the most wonderful parts of the holiday season is getting to spend time with the people you love, people who love you, people you want to spend time with who also want to spend time with you. But unfortunately, sometimes one of the more stressful parts of the holiday season can also be spending that time with people you love, people who love you, people you want to spend time with sometimes, and people who also want to spend just as much time with you. But sometimes family, friends, they can get so comfortable with us that they feel it acceptable to jump in or insert themselves into part of our lives that we're not interested in talking about, or that we're not ready to talk about, or for whatever reason we do not feel is, dinner table conversation for 20 people. And in a previous video, I mentioned the importance of redirecting the conversation to what you want it to be about. And today I wanted to take some time and share 5 tips to help you in redirecting that conversation to where you want it to go. Because during holidays, we all have our turns on the hot seat. And when it's your turn, yes, you do have to be on the hot seat, but it doesn't have to be about invasive parts of your life that you do not want to share, that you do not want to discuss at that time. So first step to redirecting the conversation is to prepare yourself emotionally and get comfortable with your life. Usually it's something that we're not exactly happy about, that people want to talk about, that we don't want to have that conversation. And you need to get yourself ready emotionally for that conversation. You need to get yourself comfortable with whatever is going on. I'm not saying that you're going to like it, but you're going to get yourself comfortable with where you are. Maybe you lost a job, but get comfortable enough with where you are in that. Yes, you lost your job, but you've been working towards getting a new job. These are the things that you're doing because you're doing all these things, at some point in the near future, you're going to get a job. So you're not as raw, as emotional about it. And maybe it's a divorce. Okay, what are you doing to move your life forward? Maybe, and for a lot of us, it's usually more women than men. A lot of times, if you're past that certain age, whether it's 18 or 100, and you're single, that often comes up during holidays, and we want to redirect it to all these other great things about our lives that we want to talk about. So make sure you get comfortable with it and know the things that you're doing to change this situation that you may not like, to change the situation that you may be happy with and other people don't like. But if you are comfortable with it, you know where you are, you know where you stand, and you're happy with where you are, or at least with the progress you're making, then when someone else brings it up, it will be okay. 2, design the conversation you want to have. Maybe someone else wants to talk about how single you are. Maybe they want to talk about what the job that you're in. But maybe a gazillion other things just happened to you this past year or the last 3 months that you would like to share. Plan the things about you that you want the conversation to be about. Maybe you got a promotion. Maybe you bought a new house. You just got a new car. Whatever it is that you're doing positively, that you're happy about, that you're excited about, make sure you and that comes as part of that step 1 where you're getting comfortable with where you are, where you'll address or you'll come up with and think of all these great things that are happening in your life, which can be part of that conversation that you design. The conversation you want people to have when it comes to your turn on the hot seat. I want to share about my promotion. I want to share about my new house. I want to share about the new baby. Whatever it is that you're happy about. Make sure you have at least in the back of your head. I'm not saying a written list, but in the back of your head, the thing that you want to talk about. Address the issue candidly with the primary offenders. And those are the people often for women, sometimes it could be, that your mom, every time you guys get together, she wants to talk about the fact that you're single. Or maybe you have a dad who always talks about where you're working. Whatever that issue is, and if there is a person generally brings that up, have a candid, clear, direct conversation, respectful, but adult conversation with that individual. Help them understand that this is not something you want to talk about. This is not a conversation you're comfortable having at this time. This is not a conversation you're interested in having. Let them know that whatever it is that they're saying, the conversation that they're having that they think is for your own good, is not doing you any good, and that you do not want it brought up. You do not want the conversation had, and set some boundaries, pretty much. And of course, you're going to be respectful, but you need to be clear. You need to be direct. There's no time for beating around the bush, because when you're beating around the bush, someone might say, no, I didn't quite get it, or maybe they will not get the message if you're beating around the bush. But be clear, be direct. 4, enlist allies. A lot of times it may be a sibling, and sometimes it may be a parent. Allies are the people who help divert the conversation, maybe from you or from that particular topic. Your ally would be a good person to make sure, understand, and knows the points from your second step where you design the conversation. Your ally needs to know what that conversation is that you want to have about you. That way, if something comes up, or when something comes up that you do not want to be discussing, then your ally can make sure that, to help you redirect the conversation. Finally, have a plan to get to your happy space. Family functions, family get-togethers are definitely not the place that you want to be thinking about an exit strategy. But sometimes it is necessary to have a plan for getting yourself out of those types of situations. Yes, you probably thought you were going for a family dinner, but this is the day that is designated for, addressing the contents of your uterus. Sometimes a whole family could decide that they would like to have this conversation, and they have no intention of leaving it simply because you're not happy with it. You don't want to have that conversation. Once you've been clear, you've been direct, and you've made all your efforts to redirect the conversation to the topics that you want to address. If it seems that, you know what, these people are really not about to give up on this, they really are not going to stop this conversation, sometimes it may be that you, or maybe the person who's leading that conversation, has to be removed from the situation. If it is a dinner at your house, maybe you will have to ask crazy Aunt Esther to leave. Maybe if you're at Aunt Esther's house, then it's your time to get up from the table, go do something else. And again, your ally is a good person to work that plan with, because they will help in getting you out of the situation. And it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to leave the party altogether. Sometimes it just may mean that you're going to leave the room. You're going to bring someone else into the room to change the conversation. And that is it. So 1, prepare yourself emotionally and get comfortable with where your life is. Design a conversation that you want to have, because there are a lot of great things happening in your life that you would love to talk about. Address the issue candidly, especially with people you know are known offenders. And 4, enlist allies, because allies are good people to help you in redirecting the conversation to where you want it to be. And of course, if for any reason you are unable to shift the conversation and you need to get to a happier place for yourself, allies are good to help you do that too. And of course, have a plan to get to your own happy space, because if for whatever reason the family or whomever it is refuses to stop having a conversation that you've made it clear you do not wish to have, sometimes one of you or both of you may have to be removed from the situation, and you need to have a plan. Maybe your plan is that you're gonna leave that particular room and go to another room. Maybe you leave that conversation and join another conversation. And sometimes it may be that, yeah, crazy Aunt Esther needs to leave. So that is all we have for today. Good morning, world. Have a great day.